Most people think war is a human invention. Armies, strategy, organized killing, something only we are capable of. They're wrong. In 1974, deep in the forests of Tanzania, researchers witnessed something that would change everything we thought we knew about violence, war, and human nature. A group of chimpanzees, moving in single file, silent, disciplined, not running from a predator, hunting their own kind. What followed over the next 4 years wasn't a series of random fights. It was a war, planned, executed, ruthless. And when it was over, an entire group had been wiped out. Stay with me, because this story doesn't just tell us about chimps. It tells us about ourselves. Part 1. The Gombe War. It starts with a split. Before 1974, Gombe had one large chimpanzee community. Then something changed. The group divided into two factions, the Kasekela in the north, the Kahama in the south. At first, researchers thought this was just a natural separation. Two groups, two territories coexisting. They were wrong. The Kasekela began sending out patrols, small groups of males moving silently along the borders of Kahama territory. Watching, listening, waiting. Then came the first attack. A group of 8 Kasekela males found a lone Kahama male named Goodall. He was alone, outnumbered, no chance. They surrounded him, held him down, beat him for 18 minutes. He was never seen again. This wasn't a fight, it was an execution. Over the next 4 years, the Kasekela systematically hunted down every adult male in the Kahama group, one by one, always in overwhelming numbers, always targeting isolated individuals. By 1978, the Kahama no longer existed. Their territory was annexed, their females absorbed into the Kasekela group. Jane Goodall, who had studied these exact chimpanzees for over a decade, later wrote that she wasn't prepared for this. She had believed chimps were, at their core, more peaceful than humans. Gombe changed that forever. Part 2. How they wage war. Here's what makes this truly unsettling. It's not that they fight. Animals fight all the time. It's how they fight. Patrols. Male chimps regularly venture to the edges of their territory in groups. Silent, watchful. They're not foraging. They're scouting, checking enemy strength, mapping movements. Pure military reconnaissance. Numerical superiority. Chimps never attack unless they massively outnumber their target. If a rival group appears too strong, they retreat and wait. They calculate risk before acting. Target selection. They never confront a group head-on. They wait for individuals to stray too far from their allies. Then they strike. Divide and destroy. Systematic elimination. The goal isn't to scare rivals away, it's to remove them permanently. Males are killed. Females are sometimes captured and integrated. Territorial expansion. Every victory means more land, more food, more resources, more females. This is not blind aggression, this is strategy. Since Gombe, researchers have documented similar patterns in dozens of chimpanzee communities across Africa. This isn't an anomaly. This is how chimpanzees operate. Part 3. What it says about us. Here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. Chimpanzees are our closest living relatives. We share 98.7% of our DNA with them. And primatologist Richard Wrangham spent decades studying this. His conclusion, published in his book Demonic Males in 1996, is stark. Organized intergroup violence, raids, patrols, the systematic elimination of rivals, didn't begin with humans. It predates us. Wrangham argues this behavior traces back to a common ancestor we shared with chimpanzees 6 to 7 million years ago. The capacity for war isn't a product of human civilization. It's in our biology, inherited. But here's where it gets more complex. Bonobos, our other closest relative, equally related to us as chimpanzees, don't do this. Bonobos are cooperative, peaceful. They resolve conflict through social bonding, not violence. Same genetic distance from us, completely different behavior. So what does that tell us? It tells us the capacity for war is real and ancient. It's wired into our evolutionary history, but it's not inevitable. We carry both possibilities. The Kasakela and the bonobo. The war and the peace. The question isn't whether the instinct exists. The question is which one we choose to feed. Conclusion. In 1974, researchers in Gombe thought they were watching animals. They were watching a mirror. The Gombe War lasted 4 years, not because chimpanzees are violent. It lasted 4 years because one group had a strategy, the patience to execute it, and the will to see it through. Sound familiar? If this made you think, the full breakdown is in the description. See you in the next one.